through a lot of things that I went through, nobody cared to check in or see how I was except you. That mattered a lot because that's part of the reason why I'm still here. Damn, man, I'm always crying and shit.
I don't know, man. You put something in the air. Someone's cutting onions, man. No, man. I'm grateful that that you would let me in, and that you've let me in for this long, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Josh McGee, welcome back, man. I'm having all the guys as we're getting ready for the event for the Marine Corps birthday this year. So it's good to be able to talk to some of you guys on the way into the event. But 2 years, it's been a long time. How are you doing?
I'm all right, man. I can't complain, Not much has changed. A few things, but I'm all right, man. How about you?
Man, life's really chaotic. I just moved into my new house. So been painting.
The view behind you, man. The view is beautiful.
That's not it. If I showed you the actual background, we'd be like, man, that doesn't look like a new house. But yeah, no, there's a lot of painting going on, so it's a disaster right now. So you got the AI house now. But yeah, man, just a lot of stuff's going on. But there's a lot moving right now for me. So yeah. I like the chaos.
I feel that.
But I do have a couple questions, man. You just celebrated your 29th birthday. Tell me about that. How'd that go?
Man, another year, another year on Earth, another year to celebrate life. I feel old. Like I feel old and young at the same time. Like I'm not quite an old man yet, but at the same time, like, damn, 29.
It sneaks up on you that I'm 29 too. I was like, man, is that it? That's it for my 20s. I feel right. Like I blinked and I'm almost 30.
I feel like I think I met you when I was 20. I wasn't even 21 yet when we met.
Yeah,
like that's this thing. Like that's a long time, brother.
That's a long time, man. Yeah, and the worst part about it too is that it seems as though like my body feels older than that.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. When I was just walking back in the house, I was like, my damn knees. Man, I think, man, the military plus being a dad is just like, my body got to be like 33.
Yeah,
like 33, and that's 34.
It's interesting because the thing with you were still a relatively new dad. Last time we chatted, baby girl was what, like maybe 1-2 years old last time we chatted.
I think she had just turned 2.
She had just turned 2. So how old is she now? 4?
She's 4.
Oh, tell me about that, man. What is it? How much has she grown in those 2 years?
Bro, it's almost like night and day. Like she is just this bubbly little girl who's just like got so much personality. She's coming into her own self. It's just like interesting to see. Like every day is something new. Like literally every day is something new. Like we can sit up and have like full conversations. I'm like, who is this person? Like this is just like a mini me, man. It's like a beautiful thing. It's beautiful and it's scary at the same time. It's like my baby's growing up right in front of me. Like literally just like right in front of me, she's growing up. Like when you see, like we were just talking about age, and I met you when I was 20, and we're 29 now. And it's like, where'd the time go? Like we grew up a lot in those years, like knowing each other, but like watching her grow up is like, wow. It's kind of crazy.
What has she taught you about parenthood?
Patience. About parenting and just life in general. Patience. And like, so for example, potty training and stuff like that. She just almost like kind of recently got out of like pull-ups. So she's like full big girl panties now, like, so, but at night sometimes, mistakes still happen. So she wet the bed one night and she's like, we woke up the next day and she's like, mistakes happen, Daddy, right? I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Mistakes happen, baby. It's okay. she's like, yeah, mistakes happen. It's okay. Like, I'm like a 4-year-old telling me like, yeah, mistakes happen. Like, it's gonna happen. It's okay. It's a process. So,
She's
just
teaching
kind
you
of like,
about
exactly,
parenting her.
just trust the process. He's basically trust the
Yeah.
process, Daddy. Like it's not overnight. So like definitely patience. Like and everything. Like she's going to school now. She's interacting with other kids. And I think that's like the scariest part, like sending her off to school. Like as a parent, when you get to that point where you have to trust somebody else with your kids' well-being, it's not just on you anymore.
Right.
So like sending her, and then she's interacting with her big sister. Her big sister's teaching her stuff. So it's like when she's at school, what is she learning at school, or what is she picking up from other kids that I don't have control over while she's there, because they spend
Right.
they spend a lot of their life at school, and a lot of stuff that they learn or they pick up in general comes from the other kids. So it's like what social cues is she picking up from the other kids? Like what habits she picking up? What might be good? What might be bad? But in all things, bro, like patience, like that's the main thing. Even like she does little things, and I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. Like I have
Mm.
conversations with her now when I'm disciplining her, and we talk, and I'm like, that was wrong, right? She's like, yeah, Daddy, and I'm like, you know, it's to a point right now where like I don't have to do much because she's still like a daddy's girl. So
Yeah.
yelling at her is enough. It hurts her feelings enough where she's like, I messed up. So it's like we talk, and I'm like, okay, you okay now? You need a hug? And she's like, yeah. So I think that's like the biggest thing, man. Like patience. Like she's taught me to be patient with her, be patient in life. Like everything is a process. Like
It's
raising a
beautiful,
kid
man.
is a process.
That's such a it's one of the things you hear about, and I wonder. I don't have any kids. I wonder a lot about is some of the things people say that having kids is like the most transformational experience you could have, and I wonder that a lot. And I've seen people say different things about it, but I'm glad to hear that at least somebody that I know has experienced that.
It's a change, man. Like watching kids grow up, like because like certain habits, like they pick up, like they're like kids pick up your mannerisms and stuff, like just from being you, like just from coming from you, they act like you, like they do certain things that you do, like certain cues that you do, like I got this thing, I move my feet a certain way, and she does the exact same thing, but she's been doing it since like she was a little baby, so it's just like maybe that's just like a genetic thing that she does the exact same way as me, but I noticed that like I'm Marine Corps, I curse a lot.
Yeah.
So like I've noticed like, damn, I gotta kind of chill on the cursing because sometimes she'll like pick up little things, and I'm like,
That's a recorder, man. That's a live recorder.
Exactly. So like everything is like she's taking it in and spitting it right back out. They pick up everything, so it's all like a process, man. Like watching them, kind of like training them, but like letting them learn on their own. Like trial and error.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. How would you say? What did you think parenting was going to be like versus what it actually is? What's the biggest difference that you noticed versus what you thought versus what you're experiencing?
I think now, don't get me wrong, parenting is like, it's not easy by no means. But I feel like people kind of put too much on it. Like because for the most part, like after a toddler age, now when they start like to walking and before they can really like voice what they want, but she's been talking for a long time, so like she's been able to like kind of tell you what she wants, like what she likes. But before they can actually get to that, when it's just like baby talk and they start walking and stuff, you got to kind of watch them, because that's when they start to get into stuff. Like I always say, like people always say the baby stage is like hard, and I'm like, that was easy for me. Like the baby stage was like lay her down, you know, give her a bottle, and she sleep most of the day. The hard part was when she started walking, when she started like crawling and getting into stuff. You know, it's like at that point you have to start like listening for silence. You're not really listening for too much noise. You're listening for silence. You know, when it
Yeah.
gets too quiet, now they're getting into something. I
Yeah.
think that's what like I thought like the baby stage was gonna be like so hard. I was gonna be like sleep deprived and all this stuff. And the baby stage was kind of like, you know, kind of is what it is. Like they sleep most of the time. But
Right.
when she started moving, she was busy. And like she's still like a busybody. So it's kind of like you gotta kind of pay attention. Like now it's like but then again, I still say people kind of put too much on it, because once they get to a certain age, it's kind of like they start to take care of themselves.
Mm.
Like, of course, you know, you have to be a parent. You got to take care of them. You got to show them what's right, what's wrong. But after a certain point, it's like, you know, like even when I'm putting her in the tub or something, I'm washing her up. She's like, I want to do it myself, Daddy. You know, I want to wash myself up. You know, stuff like that. And I'm like, you know, I'm showing her how to do it, but she wants to do it herself. And she's going to the, you know, if we're out somewhere and I take her to the bathroom, she's like, I can go in by myself. You know, or if I have to take her, you know, just I have to take her in the men's bathroom or something, and I have to go in the stall with her. She's like, turn around, don't look at me.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. And it's like she's 4. Like, where's this coming from? You know, but
Yeah.
like, man, it's like, you know, just at that point, they start to kind of take care of themselves. So all the like, oh, you got to take care of them, you got to watch them. Like, yeah, you got to do all that stuff. But at a certain point, watching them is just like, you literally just watching them. Like, let's see what's next. Let's see what they'll do next. Let's see what they'll pick up next.
Right. And we talk about, you know, what the differences are. What has been the hardest thing for you as a parent?
Having girls. Having girls, okay. Bro. Like I said, you know, when they go to school, like before they're in school, like my baby never went to like daycare. I'm blessed to have, like they always say, it takes a village. I'm blessed to have like an amazing village. I have my grandparents. I have both of my grandparents still alive. My mom, like she helps me so much. Like I have cousins. Like, man, like my village is amazing. Uncles, like, so if I need help, like they were with my grandmother yesterday. So like if I need help, I can call my grandmother. You know, if I need a babysitter, I can call my mom. Like my village is amazing. But once it was time for school, it's like it's not on us anymore. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't call a teacher and be like, you know, what's she doing? Like, you know,
right.
How was, you know, I can check in, you know, like send messages to the teacher, like, how was she today? You know, stuff like that. But I can't just pick up the phone and FaceTime the teacher. Like, let me talk to her. Let me see what she's doing, you know?
So would you say that like you feel anxiety when she's away? Is there like a thing of you wanting to check in on her?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I think that's the like having girls is because you want to protect them from the world.
Right.
You want to protect them from everything. You know, the world gets kind of crazy, but when you have to put your child's well-being in the hands of someone else that's not family, or even if it is family, you know, that's just someone outside of your control. Because family, you can almost control that because you can check in, you can pop up when you want to, you can be there. You know, I can go when she's with my mom, I can just be like, okay, I'm on my way to get her, and that's it. When she's at school, okay, I'm gonna come get her. This is why I'm coming to get her. I gotta prove that I'm her dad, like all of this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're putting the well-being into someone else and they have full control over that, at that point it's like, man, it's like, is my baby gonna be okay?
That's interesting you say that. I would have thought that parents loved like passing their kids off at school, like, oh man, I get some time for myself with all the time.
I mean, absolutely. Like, it's easy. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, you know, my kid's at school. Like, now I can debrief. I can breathe. But like,
Mhm.
that's why you always see parents like kind of crying like that first day of school. Like
Right. Yeah.
for me at least, I feel like for dads, because especially when you have girls, it's like, we got to protect them. You got to be
Mhm.
the protector. Like for as a dad, it's like for every, especially with girls, for every little thing they're gonna run to you.
Right.
Like a fall, a bump, a bruise, for everything. It's especially if you're an active dad, and
Right.
everything. Like my baby calls me for everything. She called me like I was asleep one night. I put a video on TikTok. I don't know if you saw it.
Mhm.
I was asleep and she called me and she's like, "It's raining. Can you come and get me?" Like it's thunder. Can you come and get me?
I think you shared. I think you shared that one with us actually.
Yeah, like every little thing, bro. It's like she's like, I want my daddy. Like
Yeah.
so when you gotta trust somebody else, is like, mm, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, I can, like, yeah, they can go to school and I can get a break, but at the same time, it's like, what's going on at school? Like, who's
Mhm.
at school? Can I trust people at the school?
Right.
Because people, like, it's wicked out here these days.
It's a real question. I mean, it's not like every school is has the best staff in the world. I mean, you
Exactly.
hear stories. I hear stories all of the time of teachers mistreating children, especially little kids, because they think they
Exactly.
can get away with it.
And that's like a big thing I teach my kids, like speak up. Like if you don't like something, or something's going away that you don't like it, or somebody's doing something that you don't like, speak up. Like, tell the teacher, scream, cry, I don't care. Do something to
Mm,
get somebody attention and speak
yeah.
up and let them know, hey, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then when you get home, let us know, like, hey, this happened at school and I don't like it, and I'm gonna address it immediately.
Hmm.
Like, one thing I learned being in the military, news does not get better with time. So like,
Yeah.
I'm going to address it immediately, because I don't want them to be like, oh, why'd you wait?
Right.
And now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're not gonna do anything about it because you waited so long, so it's kind of old now. Like, no, we're gonna address that as soon as it happens, so that we can talk about it, so that it doesn't happen again. And if it happens again, then it's gonna be a bigger issue.
And speaking of the military, man, I wanted to ask you about your new journey. Can I talk about that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Um, I was interested when you. I mean, caught me off guard actually completely when you mentioned that you had re-enlisted and were going Navy. I like what is it that spurred you that said I want to go back?
Um, I had been back and forth about re-enlisting for a long time. Um, a- a- in my mind, I was like, I wouldn't go back reserves in the Marine Corps. If I went back to the Marine Corps, I'd go back active duty. Um, but then I was like, I was weighing the pros and cons of it. I'm like, what's going to benefit me going back to the Marine Corps?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd go back in as a Lance, like 30-year-old Lance Corporal, like, so
Hey,
like,
that's experience right there.
exactly, like, what's going to benefit me? And I'm like, maybe I won't do it. Maybe I'll um find something else that I like to do in the civilian world. Um, but then the Navy came calling, and
Mm,
it was like a random like Tuesday. They text me and I'm like, I don't know.
mm,
I don't know about that. They're like, oh, we got all these programs, blah blah blah. And I've been in my job for so long. I'm just like, my civilian job, and I'm like, what else can I get into? Even if it's just like a side hustle type of thing.
mm,
Um, so when they came calling, I was like, maybe this is like a new path, because I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, maybe this is something new I can get into, or uh, maybe this is just like a new path that it's time for me to be set on.
Right.
Maybe this is just something new for me. So I met with him and I talked to him, and I was just like, why not? It's a new path for me. It's Um, not as long as of a contract this time.
What did they give you?
It's only a 3-year contract this time. So
Okay.
if after like 3 years, I can decide like maybe I'll stay in, maybe I'll get out.
Like 3 years reserves?
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, I feel like this is like just like a trial test run.
Mm-hmm.
So get in, see if I like it, and in 3 years I can bounce.
I'm curious, man. Like, what? I know you said that you had been thinking about it for a while, but why?
Bro, it's hard of a time. I wouldn't even say I had a hard. I don't think I had a hard time in the Marine Corps, but as hard as a time as hard of a time as I made it on myself. I love the Marine Corps. I love the military. I obviously, like, our relationship has lasted for so long. I've met some great people in the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. Like I've built some amazing bonds in the Marine Corps that, like, probably like life. Like, whenever I get married, whenever I decide to get married, like, all of you guys are gonna be at my wedding.
Absolutely.
Like, these are lifelong bonds that I've made, and I love the Marine Corps. And one of my dreams was always to be like a drill instructor.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I didn't get to do that the first time, so I was like, maybe I'll re-enlist and go active duty and be a drill instructor. But I always told myself, like, if I re-enlisted in the Marine Corps, I would not go reserves again. Reserves again. I'd invest full time and I'd go active duty. But I love the Marine Corps, bro. Like, it's a family thing. Like we talked about the first time. My grandfather was a Marine. My uncle was a Marine. Like, I love the military. I love the Marine Corps. Like, the values that we stand on, like the brotherhood that's shaped around. I feel like you don't find that anywhere else.
It's the truth, man. Sorry to interrupt you. I just think that that's such a great point that I hit on with every single one of the guys, because it's just like, I don't think many people really understand it. And so I try to explain it as much as I can. These relationships that we have, it's not, for me, to be honest with you, I have better relationships with Marines than I do with my own siblings. And I just think that, I mean, that's just my situation. I don't think that's with everybody, but just comes to show that those relationships are just, when you go through stuff, the stuff that we go through, and you can call it whatever you want. Some people call it, if you look at it from a psychological standpoint, it could be like considered a trauma bond, because we all go through boot camp. We all go through a traumatic event together, and we survive it. And so then that makes us close. But like, that happens, I think, over and over again. At first, that's what brings us together. And then I think after that, we decide that we want to still interact, because when we get out, a lot of times Marines, when they get out, specifically active duty Marines, this is why I don't regret reserves, because the active duty Marines, they don't get the luxury that we get. When we get out, all the guys are local. So exactly. when they get out, they scatter all over the country, and they never see each other again. If maybe some close ones, like maybe a couple, 3 or 4 that you knew in active duty, visit each other now and again. But when do you guys gather regularly? When can you just go drive up to somebody's house and hang out with them? That doesn't happen. And I think that's probably why what contributes to the statistics, unfortunately. And I think that that's why these events are so important, that, like, I think that one of the things that I want to start with is at least, hopefully we get it in every city. It's one of the things I've thought about for a long time, is doing these events, but hopefully we have people who want to host them in every state. And that way we have Marines, active duty, reserves, whatever, there to have events where they can gather. And that way there's plans for it. And it's not just like lost, like friendships that you'll never see again. I don't know. That stuff to me is just, that's how deep of a connection it is, that I personally feel like, man, I can't find it anywhere else. So I need to have these guys in my life.
Yeah. Like the bonds that we built, like, even when we're just cracking jokes and talking shit with each other, we've built these bonds where we can go back and think about memories. Like, Like we always crack jokes about when we were doing the cold weather training with Vega. Like we like that
just
is
tell it. Just tell this. Just
that,
tell the
that's
story.
one of them that like that is one of them that I will never forget. Like being freezing cold. Nobody's looking for us. Nobody's checking for us there. Like nobody, they really don't know who we are.
Right. Yeah.
If anything, they wouldn't have known we were there.
Right.
And he's just like, I think we need to go outside. I think we need to go outside. We're both like, we don't. Like, we're okay. It's like, low keto, we need to go outside.
We need to go find. Yeah. They're looking for us.
I'm cold as fuck. Like, we're not going outside. There's no reason to go outside. Like, and you just went off. And that's like one of the funniest things that I remember to this day, bro. Like, and it's memories like that. Like, you don't get that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I say all the time, like recently I just took my little brother to his first year in college. Like early August. We took him down to move in and everything. And I was like, I'm like, damn, I wish I had moved away and went to college, But then when I think back on it, I'm like, I don't think I would have made those same memories. I don't think I would have like went through those same things. Like, yeah, college is fun, but like those memories in the Marine Corps are just like, they're different. Like at cold weather training, we're driving a 7-ton and we're freaking 10 yards away from the gas chamber, and we're getting gas standing outside the gas chamber. Just like stuff that we can just look back and crack up on, bro. Like I can still smell my camis that I got. They still smell like gas. Like, like you don't get those memories that you can look back on and just crack up at, bro. Like stand like drinking on base and freaking low crawling drunk during a lock-in, like a field day lock-in. Like you can't get those memories everywhere, like that Marine Corps bond, that brotherhood, it just hits a little bit different. And I feel like everybody goes through their silent battles. Yeah. Everybody goes through their things that they go through, but it hits a little bit different when you can call your brother and just go, hey, I need to talk, or let's hang out. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you feel like, like you do it all the time, like, oh, has anybody talked to this person in a while? Like, check in, stuff like that. Like you always drop like memes in the group chat, like stuff like that. Just having somebody that's there to check in on you. Like you don't get that everywhere, like people always say like, oh, check in on your friends and stuff like that. But because we know how it is in the Marine Corps, because we know like what the statistics are, how it is when you get lonely, when you hit that point, bro, the bond and the brotherhood just hits a little bit different. And I don't think you get that everywhere. And with us, like I talk to Woods all the time, like I talk to you guys all the time, I talk to Celie all the time, like, and like Chavez is always inviting us over to hang out at his house. Like, the bond just hits a little bit different.
Family.
Man. Exactly. It's like a real family, for real.
Yeah.
Just hits a little bit different, man. And I think like you don't find that everywhere. I can't speak for other branches. Eventually I'll be able to speak for the Navy.
You will.
But, but right now, just like the Marine Corps bond is like, even when you meet different Marines, like I was at a bar like over the summer, and there was a Marine there in his uniform, and I hadn't even said anything, and my friends were like, oh, he's a Marine over here. He's a Marine. And I think everybody in the military is skeptical of somebody who's like, I was in the military before. We're always skeptical. So you ask those questions. Oh, what was your MOS?
A smell test.
Exactly. What was your MOS? Where were you stationed? What'd you do? Stuff like that. And once you start like certain keywords, you pick up on it. So like me and that guy were having drinks together like that night. Like the bond is just a little bit different. I feel like you don't get that everywhere. Like if you.
It's interesting. You said, sorry to interrupt you. They speak the same language. That's really what it comes down to. Like if they say certain words, like you just said, oh, that guy's a Marine. There's that trust that this guy understands, that speaks my language at least, right? And it's funny. It's its own culture, the Marine Corps. It's really it's like traveling. I've always told people that going on base, or if you've ever lived in a military installation, it's specifically the Marine Corps. It's its own universe. Like a civilian would never be able to comprehend. Like, why do you have to be in step with the next person as you're moving? Like, why do you have to wear the certain things? Why, like, we're doing things like as if we were because we are an entirely different culture than a subculture within the American culture. That's the craziest thing.
Exactly. Like, Marines are like, and people always say like I tell people like, oh yeah, I was a Marine. They're like, oh, you're crazy. Like, you got to be crazy being a Marine. Like,
that is kind of true.
You eat crayons and you smell glue and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, like, it's a good time.
We do have to have some.
It's a good time.
We do have to have some bolts loose. I like every Marine that I've met like has like something that they've gone through, something to prove, something that like happened to them, where it's like, either you had Marines as your mentors, and so then that was like, I belong to this family, and you feel that connection and you want to be like them because you look up to them. And so sometimes that's how some guys come in, or you went through some really difficult trials and tribulations in your life, and you're like, I want to do something that is bigger than myself. I want to conquer something because life has been hard. That was my story, right? It was like I feel like I've been through all this stuff, and I feel like I could do more. Like I feel like life's beating me up, and I got to fight back, right? Like that was my thing. Was I want to have something to prove, and I think that's a lot of the people that come into the Marine Corps is they just have that chip on their shoulder, and I think that's kind of what separates us, is that nobody goes into the Marine Corps because of the benefits, at least not that I've heard of. Every guy that was asked about why they were there, it was for anything other, because if you want the benefits, go somewhere else. There's better benefits in other branches.
Just gonna say that, like, you hear other branches and people are like, why'd you join? It's like, oh, to pay for college,
right,
to get the benefits for healthcare, stuff like that. Like, and then you hear like, Marines, why'd you join? To slay bodies. Why'd you join? I wanted a hard challenge. Like,
I want to be the best.
Exactly. Why'd you join? I want to be the best. Like, you don't hear that in other branches. You don't hear that in other branches. So it kind of like, you gotta have like a bit of some so I'll compare it to this. Me and my friends recently. So, I've since being out, I don't know what it is about getting out. Like, you want to work out more than you do when you're in. Maybe it's because like you're not forced to anymore. But since being out, I've like dived into the gym like hard. So we recently created this thing called a doghouse, and we're just creating community through lifting, kind of thing like that. And I always say like it's no puppies in the gym. So I feel like being a Marine, like you gotta have some type of dog in you. Like you gotta have like a different type of fight in you to want to do that, because it's not easy. Like that 13 weeks is not easy. And from that point, it's not an easy thing to do, but like you gotta have a different type of attitude or go get it to want to do something like that, even like with picking a job, like you can get an easy job, but like every Marine's a rifleman. Every Marine goes through the same exact thing. We all have to go through boot camp. We all have to go through MCT. We all have to climb the Reaper, like, or whether if you're in Paris Island, like you gotta go through the swamps. Like nothing about it is easy. So like going through that suck together, it kind of builds like a different type of camaraderie, especially if you go somewhere like 29 Palms. Like being in 29 Palms together just hits a little bit here.
You're in the middle of the desert. Like
exactly.
It can't get more miserable than that.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's 29 Palms, man. I could talk all day about that place. It's so bad actually that we have the best chow hall that's what I was told, is that we have the best chow hall of any other installation, at least Marine Corps.
Oh, was amazing.
Yep.
The chow hall in 29 Palms was amazing.
Everything else to be.
Like, everything else was like, what y'all about to do? Go to the chow hall. Like,
yeah. I gained a good amount of weight out there.
Exactly. Like, which chow hall you gonna go to? and we had two good ones. So it's like, shit, whichever one. Like,
yep, they're all
let's
good.
decide.
No, man, but yeah, man, we could talk all day about of what it is. It's just there's just not enough of that community for me, and once you have it, not having it anymore is a challenge. And I think that there really never is something that fills that void of having friends as Marines, and especially ones that I think the main thing isn't so much like I don't miss the circus, I miss my friends, and that's really what it came down to for me. Was like I need to see what's the real problem, because I got out and I was like, I don't know, I don't know, I just don't feel like I have that family anymore. And I tried to figure out like why, like what is it about it, but it's really just what it comes down to is I got used to the responsibility, man. Like I loved having that responsibility, as stressful as it was. I loved having the responsibility of knowing that I have Marines to check in on, and I have guys that like that. There's purpose in that for me, and in having guys to look after, and what an experience we had, right? That we got to kind of grow up together. I don't think, on top of the fact that just in general being Marines is enough for us to be close, but on top of that, we all came in this little group at the same time. Like really, we all came in months apart from each other. And by the end of the first year, we were all there. And I think the one that joined later, I think like maybe in the second year, was Gomez. I think he was the latest one.
I think Gomez came like probably our third year there.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, we're like back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah, month after month after month. There was everybody by the end of the first year, everybody, like the main group for the most part, was there. And so we all kind of got to go through our careers together. We were Lance Corporals together, and then at some point we both got into leadership together. And I think that was like my main thing. I had this vision. I don't know if I had ever had a conversation with you guys before we went into leadership together, but one of the things that I had envisioned for like how I would like to end my career would be that I get to be a part of the leadership that I looked up to when I first came in. And so like we got to do that. And as soon as I was like, as soon as we get into like the leadership level, I'm gonna have you guys come with me. Like we're all gonna be a part of this leadership. And you and I talked about how we were gonna change things, and I mean, you can't beat that experience anywhere.
Exactly. Like you said, bro. We literally got to grow up together. Like I feel like we went from like kids to men. Like. Mm-hmm. Like you were there when I first found out that I was having a kid. Like you guys were there.
Yeah.
Like Scott's got a kid now. Seely's about to have a kid. Like
yeah.
Everybody's at a point in their life now where we've matured so much. We've gone through so much together. Like all the heartache in our families, or like deaths. Like the good things, like we've all experienced it, and we've all been there for it. So like that's a family. Like you don't really get that elsewhere. We all grew up together. We literally went from boys to men.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've known you guys for
a decade,
a third of my life now.
Yeah.
like a real third of my life now. So like that bond is amazing. Like and once I got out, that's why I cried so hard when I got out, because it was like I'm leaving behind a family that I built. You have your family that you're born into. Like you can't choose that family, but we built a family. We chose our family, and the fact that we're still sticking together, like that core is still together. Like talk to Kano all the time. I actually haven't talked to him in a while, but talk to Kano, you, Seely, like Woods, like that family that we built, that we came in together with, is like we're all still together. And I think what you're doing with this with like this event, bro, it's like it's what's keeping us together. It's what's keeping us there, what's having everybody still be able to check back in, and just be like, how are you guys? How are you doing?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got me, dude. You got me with that one. Yeah, keeping the family together, man. I think that's what it comes down to is that the experience of like, man, what a great family that I got to be a part of their lives and all that. It's dude, it's life changing to really to have known you guys and so to keep the family together. That word is exactly how I feel about it. Is like we got to stay together, man, because life is hard. You know, since getting out, it hasn't been easy. And so just to have the event there, just something. I think it's if we just have something to look forward to know that at some point we'll get to check in again and we'll get to kind of like let go a little bit, because life is responsibilities. You're a dad now. Everybody's making their families and responsibilities. That it's just it can get, it's a lot of weight to carry around. So
it gets overwhelming. It does. It gets overwhelming. It gets to a point where you're like, I need a break. Like I need a break from this, and that's when it gets to that point where if you don't have those brothers or you don't have that village to fall back on, it's kind of like where do I go? And that's why the numbers are what they are. That's why the statistics are what they are, because like you said, that those active duty people, they get out and they go home to people they've left behind. When you're active duty, you're moving around, you leave behind a lot of people, and people don't. And I feel like we all kind of experienced it when we were doing like boot camp and comm school and stuff like that. Like even the 3 months in boot camp, you leave behind so many people when you come back, and things feel like they have drastically changed because you haven't talked to people in so long. People haven't really been checking for you, or you've been in comm school for 6 months and it's everybody's like, oh, when are you coming home? Or it's like, when are you gonna come and visit me? So it's kind of like you leave behind those people, and then when you go back home to those people, it's kind of like things either have drastically changed or you have drastically changed where you just don't fit in anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of us, because we drastically changed so much, we still have each other to fall back on. So it's like, even though when we get out, we have to assimilate back into society. Even as and people kind of like, I feel like people take away from reserves because we're home so much. But getting out is when you get out and you don't have to go back, or you don't have to uphold the standard anymore. It still is like a change. So when you don't have that family to fall back on, or you don't have those people to hit up, or you don't have those people to check in with, that kind of understand you more than the people you've left behind, it's kind of like, so what's next? And going from that, trying to assimilate back into a society that just doesn't really understand you, because as people in the military, whatever branch it is, we're just different. When you've dealt with that for so long, you become different. The culture is different, especially in the Marine Corps. The culture is different. We joke differently. We carry ourselves in a different kind of way. So trying to assimilate back into a society that's like completely different from what you're used to, it's like, this is not easy.
It's not you anymore. Like at some point, you were part of that group. We were, and for me, I don't know what it was like for you growing up. I had like just a handful of very close friends who are still my friends to this day. That like maybe 4 or 5 people, and that group grew. But like my main group of friends, like my main ones were about 5 members, like 5 members total. And after that, friends of friends would come in, and so I was less close to them. But my main group was like 5 people, and they were really people that like were similar to me, and so that's why I got along with them. But outside of that, I couldn't just talk to anybody and then be like, yeah, I could be friends with this person. In the Marine Corps, there's people from all walks of life, people I'd never be friends with if it wasn't for the Marine Corps. Like if we would have met as civilians, I would have never been friends with a lot of, like, even the group that we have now. I think the majority of us wouldn't speak to each other if it wasn't for the Marine Corps.
I don't think, if I had met somebody like Gomez on the street, I probably would never talk to him. I probably would have never had a conversation with Gomez.
Hey, you would have just looked at him and talked.
Like, this guy is strange.
Yeah.
This guy is strange. Gomez is strange.
Gomez
is strange, but I love him to death. Like,
man,
he's just like our oddball little brother.
Yes.
He's just our strange little brother. Like, I think like you, I probably would have never had a conversation with you.
Fair. Yeah.
Like, we just probably would have never been in the same kind of group.
We're too different, like, as individuals outside of that. Yeah.
And you are like the glue to our family. I think you are really like the glue to our family. Like, you hold us together.
Oh, dude, give me a second.
I think, dude, you hold us together, bro. Like, I think if you didn't do like the things you did, like you didn't check in with us, you didn't hit us, even like this podcast. Even like this podcast, I think if you didn't do these things, like some of us, we probably wouldn't talk. So
thank you, man.
You're like the puzzle piece that holds everything else together.
Jesus, dude, if you just want to fucking see me fall apart, man.
No, man. Like, I gotta give you your flowers. I gotta give you.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Even when we were in, like, I don't think I really had, other than Woods, because like, me and Woods like still talk all the time, but I don't think I had anybody else that kind of like checked in really, like even when I was going through like all the stuff that I was going through, like, damn, we both getting fucking teary-eyed and shit, but
jeez, dude,
when I was going through all the stuff that I was going through, other than Woods like being there was nobody else that was like, like, are you okay?
Yeah.
And still to this day, like you check in, like you hit us up, like, how's the family, like, how are your kids, stuff like that. Like, and I don't want to take away from the leadership we had, but like you are the person that does that for us, and you are the glue for us. So I gotta give you your flowers. I gotta give you your appreciation, because nobody else does that. People don't have that. People don't have that's always there, And one thing I do have to say, like, we have to be that to you. Because the main person that does it for everybody else probably doesn't have it from other people, So we have to be that for you the same way you are for us. So I gotta give you flowers, bro, because you're the glue to our family. You're the glue to our family. Holds us together. Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's kinder than anything anybody could say. I really appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't see it any other way. I guess, like, it's just my mindset is that, like, I don't know, you guys, I care about you guys. Like, you guys are my family. You're my siblings. Like, I don't, I couldn't fathom, like, the idea that when I left, the reason why it was so hard for me when I left was because, in some ways I felt like I was leaving you guys. Like, I was choosing to, I think that was the hard part, leaving, because when I got out, I left kind of bitter. You know the story, with what happened with, I wanted to end my career, with being in the leadership. And when I got replaced at the end without, like, a conversation, without merit, really, like, it wasn't about performance. Like, I felt like you and I and all the, Cedacero, everybody that was in leadership, we had done such a great job in getting that platoon back in order. Like, the biggest issues were a lot of medical stuff, a lot of like the courses we needed to get done. There were so many responsibilities that, unfortunately, and not intentionally, the leader before us, the platoon sergeant before us, he was just really busy with police academy. Woods had a lot on his plate, and so he just wasn't able to do as much as he would have liked, and what the platoon was needing to catch up. He wasn't able to, and not because he didn't want to. He just had a lot on his plate. And so when I had the opportunity to step in after him. My goal, and with you guys when we had that conversation, was like we got to change this platoon around. Like we got to show that there's a leadership that's already here, that's present, that's like good, that can be relied on, and that's us now. And we need to take the reins now. Like it's our time to do that. Like we've grown up, we've seen everybody else do it for us. Now let's step in and do our part. And everybody was on board. I had a conversation with you. We had a long chat about it. You kicked into gear. Like we had the green. I remember you weren't there for the meetings, but the meetings I had within the first 3 months of being platoon sergeant were a bunch of reds at first of like things we were behind on courses. And by the end of 3 months, 98% were green on the Humvee courses. You remember that, how hard we hit that? We needed our officer in charge directed specifically to us that we need to get everybody, like as many people as possible, certified on the online course so that they can actually get their Humvee licenses, because we just don't have enough for what we're doing. And what did we do? We went and hammered it for months straight. Like we set a deadline. We need to have this done by this date. And 98%, with a few exceptions of like, they had work related issues, whatever, family related issues. Those were the exceptions. But the majority, just about everybody kicked into gear. And it's actually one of the apologies I received at the end, right when it was all said and done, was that like it didn't have anything to do with like performance. It was just how things appeared. Like I wasn't the rank that I was a corporal as a platoon sergeant, so it didn't look all that well if there was a sergeant present that wasn't the platoon sergeant and was kind of just floating around. So right. I understand that part. I think the part that was bitter about was that I wasn't asked. Nobody had a conversation with me about it before it happened. Mm-hmm. And so that to me was a slap to my face and to slap your guys' faces for everything that was done. All of a sudden the leadership was kind of just changed without warning, without letting the rest of the leadership know.
Right.
Which you guys were, right? So anyway, point being, I left pretty angry. And so in some ways I felt like, man, like I failed you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the hard part, was now somebody else is running the show, and I don't have a say in what happens anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's where it's like I can't protect my family anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the hard part.
I feel like what you don't get the praise you deserve, because you were like the lead in charge, like to getting us where we needed to be. Outside of everything else, I think we all kind of, and there was like a lot of other stuff going on that, we talk about off record or, offline or whatever, but there was trying to be tactful about what I say.
Go for it. However you need to say it.
There was nobody who cared as much as you did. You cared on a different, you cared about us more than how you looked or how we made you look. It was personal. The relationship was personal. It was more than just numbers. And I feel like other people were just like, if you guys aren't doing this, then we look this way. How do you think that makes us look? With you, it was, how do we look? It wasn't how do I look. It was how do we look? And that's still something that you care about. Like that's still how are we? That's why you do the event. That's why you're always in the group chat. Like if somebody's got something going on, you're hitting them up. Like I said, bro, like you're the glue, because you care more than it's more than just a you thing, it's more than just me. It's us. It's always us instead of just me, That's why, like I said, bro, I gotta give you your flowers, bro. I
Thank
gotta
you,
give
man.
you your flowers because outside of, like I said, outside of you and Woods, bro, like I mean, Sealy hits me up all the time, but like outside of y'all, bro, there was nobody else who showed me like we care, bro. You know, we care, and you know personally, like all the stuff that I had going on at like the same time, like back
Yeah.
to back.
Yeah.
And
You had a rough time throughout like the majority of your career.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it's many jokes we crack about like skating and stuff like that, but like you actually cared to be like, how are you? You know, like, and you were always like, me and you were kind of the two who got there like first.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, whatever's going on, I'm taking you with me. Like when we're moving up, I'm taking you with me. So get it together. So you always held me to a standard, you know, as many jokes as you crack, you always held me to a standard higher than anybody else. And I think I gotta kind of thank you for that, because that kind of that's what pushed me through. Because I was at a point where, you know, like everything that was going on was like I can go home and not come back. Like I can go home and be like, this is it. Like I don't have to come back. I can go UA and I can get a general discharge or whatever. But
And
I
we
think
watched it happen.
exactly. And I we've seen it happen like with people who are just like, I'm done. You know, I'm just not gonna come back. But because I had people like you who actually cared, I was like, I'm gonna get my honorable. And I got an honorable discharge because of that. You know, I can say I thank you for that. I can say I thank Woods for that. You know, like the people like you too, because you actually care. Like outside of that, outside of the 2 days a month, outside of the 2 weeks over the summer, it was, hey McGee, like what are you doing? You know, how you feel? How are you today? You know, other than we get there and this, oh, what's McGee doing on that weekend? You know, like everybody was, it was let's come down on McGee on this weekend, but the other 28 days out of the month, we're not gonna actually see how he's doing. We're not gonna see what he's doing.
One of the biggest things that I had like a bone to pick with the leadership was I got to hear stuff behind closed doors, and I hated the way that they looked at you guys, like the Lance corporals and I remember pulling you aside, you know, like you're saying now, like we had that. I was so angry that because they don't know you, they didn't even care to know you, and so for them to make claims or for them to make assumptions about who you are based off of something that's going on in your life without asking you how you're, like, what's going on in your life, to me was some of the, I don't know, it was just shallow. Like, it's just, you're not even trying. You just want to go through your leadership life and not have to deal with the actual difficult things, which is real people, which is like real troubles. Like, maybe I don't know what to say to you, right? Like, I don't know what it's like, what you experienced when you were in, and when we were like coming up together on leadership. What you experienced, I can not relate to because I didn't experience that. But like, I'll be uncomfortable there with you. I'll at least be like, hey, how are you doing? And I hope that me just lending you an ear is enough to get you through, and to make it a little bit not as heavy, but to just assume that you must not be a good Marine because you're having a hard time right now, and it doesn't look good. I think that was the biggest thing. You just mentioned it earlier, was that I don't care what it makes them look like. I care what it is that is actually going on, because if we don't address that, that's the leadership. That's our team. If my teammates aren't feeling well, aren't doing well, I don't care what it looks like to everybody else, because I know what's really going on. And if something's really going on, then we need to talk to those people, because those are our teammates. We're only going to be as good as everybody, as like they say, we're only as good as our weakest link. And that's all of us at some point. At some point, I'm the weakest link when I'm not doing well. At some point, somebody else in the leadership is going to be the weakest link. So we have to walk together. And that was a big thing that I hated about the leadership, was it wasn't like that. It was very me. And that to me is ultimately how we had that, why we were so close. It's because we watched leadership, why we watched leadership do that, and we're like, I don't want to be like that when I get to that position.
I think, and I think about how we just recently lost Sergeant Hill.
Yeah.
As unfortunate as that is, you know, it had somebody that was in our group gotten to that point, what would they have said? What would they have said? You know, what could they have said? Because it wasn't, and it was always pushed like, oh, check in, you know, like, hit somebody up if you got something going on, or, you know, something like that. But it was never a, how are you? You know?
And so he was our leader. He was our leader. So he got the leadership that we saw with like us, like part of the guys that he grew up with were the guys that eventually were our leaders. And so he didn't get to experience that closeness that we did. And I think that that's the thing that's, I don't know, it's just, to me, it rubs me the wrong way long enough for me to say like, we can't just do nothing. We can't just go by and do it the same way.
And I feel like that's why this is so important, how close we are, because I feel like if somebody gets to that point, they can reach out, like they will, because we've had the people that have like gone MIA and nobody's heard from them, and we're like, let's see what's going on, you know, let's hit them up. Like when people, and I don't want to name names, you know, people going through what they go through, but when we have been to that point, you know, or we feel like somebody's at that point, we've hit them up. We've let's see what's wrong, you know, or you have personally. I think if when we were in, if it had gotten to that, it kind of would have been like, it was sad. What's next? That's sad.
Yeah.
What's next? Because, like you said, it was me. It wasn't a family thing to them. I don't think they, I don't think to them it was like a brotherhood or like family. Maybe in the circle that they had,
right?
Maybe it was,
or maybe they thought it was, and
exactly.
You know, I don't know.
But like when we all get together and we have conversations and we say, you know, everybody's saying the same thing about the same people, you know, like everybody's not lying. You know what I'm saying? And we all, I mean, we know, like, you know, not to name names, but we know. So like when everybody's saying the same thing about like the same person or the same people, it's kind of like everybody felt the same way. It wasn't trusted. What was trusted was Lance Corporal Underground, you know, like our you know, the Lance Corporal Mafia. Like we trusted each other, we stuck together, and it shows now. It shows now that we stuck together, we trusted each other. Like Sealy just jumped in a group chat and was like, hey, I got a baby on the way. Like, you know, we share those, we've shared those moments of joy with each other. We've shared those moments of camaraderie, like those turning points in our lives with each other. Excuse me. And that's just us, you know. Yeah, like our family's there. You know, it's what we built. Whoever's in it is in it. Is whoever's not is not.
And hopefully, you know, I'd like the idea that we can still continue to grow that family as we go forward, because actually, I'll just tell you, since we're chatting about it anyway, for the event, we're actually going to have I was going to keep this like mostly secret, but you know, I'll just let you know. There's going to be a Marine that just will be on his 10-day boot leave at the event. It will be his first Marine Corps event outside of graduating. So, yep. So it will be the first Marine that we get that is literally going to go through his entire career knowing that this group exists, so that when he gets out, right, assuming he still wants to live around here, he can come out and still have that brotherhood, to still have Marines there that he knows. And I think that, I don't know, man, I think that that's what it's all about for us, is that we chatted about this just a minute ago, that like if we're doing something, if I'm doing something with the family, like we're all doing it. And
Exactly.
so to have you guys there to help me build this, because I can't build it by myself. If you guys stop showing up, the events stop happening. Like that's really what it comes down to. If you guys start feeling like it's not like it's not the same, or you know what, it just doesn't. I don't want to make time for it anymore. The events just stop. But what makes it run isn't me. What makes it run is you guys showing up. I just find places we can do it and who's willing to have us, and that's it. And the rest, it's you guys. So he'll get to experience our brotherhood and bring that into his military career.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Hopefully that sticks with him. Hopefully that sticks with him on building that brotherhood and building his family. Hopefully he can see the family that we built, and he goes into like, you know, I'm going to build my family.
Maybe hopefully, go for it.
I've been telling people recently, like, if you're gonna join the military, because I always have people asking me, like, especially since I've announced that I re-enlisted or whatever. People ask me like, oh, you know, why, you know, what would you do different, or why should I join the military? I tell people I can't give you a reason why you should do it. But if you're gonna do it long term. Don't go in and do a contract and get out. You're kind of wasting your time. Do it. Go in with the idea that this is going to be my life and this is going to be my family. I'm going to build a family with this. I'm going to build a brotherhood, and this is going to be what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because had things turned out a little bit different, I would absolutely still be in the Marine Corps. I'd absolutely be active duty, and it'd be something I'd be doing for the rest of my life. Maybe things go a little bit different in the Navy now. Maybe I decide to stay in and make it a career. Who knows? I mean, I got 6 years under my belt already, and that counts as my time in service. Another 3, I'll be at 9. So what's another 6? You know, but it's different when you go in and you make that your life, because those are the people that you're gonna have in your family. That's gonna be your family, because essentially when you do something like this, you kind of leave your family behind. You go out and you do something that a lot of people aren't willing to do, and you have to think about who's to your left and your right. You gotta think about that brotherhood and building a family. So yeah, man, like we built our family, and the fact that that I think all of us are out now, and we're still like
Gomez gets out this
Gomez.
Yeah,
and like we're still going, you know, like we're still going. So like we keep up with each other. We know what's going on in each other's lives. Like that matters. That matters, you know. And yeah, it's because of you. It's because of you. Like, you know, we keep up. Like you know, you're like, oh, I'm a small piece, and all I do is find a place, and you know, and we get there. But finding a place is what matters. Like getting together, the organizing of it. If you don't organize it, if we don't show up, they stop happening. But if you don't organize it, it never happens. it never happens in the first place. So,
thank you, man.
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
Kudos
I can't thank you enough, man. I mean, again, I don't ever do this for recognition and praise, but it's, to hear that from you, like, I always wonder how you guys felt about it. That was one of the things I was like, man, I hope that I left a good impression on him. I hope that that me leaving isn't like a sigh of relief for them. And that was
there's a few people who I can say, like, who left, and I was like,
right,
see you later. But you are one of those people where I'm like, I can't wait to get there and give my Mexican Josh a hug.
And it's important you say that too, because my name, you'd hear my name and think that guy's white.
exactly. It's Black Josh and Mexican Josh.
That's right, man.
I can't wait to get there and see Lopez. Like, like some people, I'm wondering, like, oh, what's this person doing? But you're one of those people where, like, and I kind of, I knock myself because I feel like I should check in more. But you're one of those people where I'm always like, I wonder how Lopez is doing. Because you're a busybody, bro. Like, as long as I've known you, you've been like, you're never in one place too long. I feel like every few years we talk and you're like, oh, I'm moving here. I got a new job doing this. I got a new job doing that. And I feel like that's why the military works for you. Because you're a busybody. Like, you're always finding something new to get into. I think the podcast, something like, is what you've done the longest. Like, everything else is just like
outside of the Marine Corps.
Yeah, like like you're always moving. So you're like one of those people. I'm like, man, I can't wait to get there and see Lopez. I can't wait to just to talk, to catch up, because like the people that like I said, the people who are the glue, who are like the ones that hold everything together, those are usually the ones who need it the most. Those are usually the ones who are like who are, who need to be checked on a little bit more. Because the people smiling the most go through the most shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the glue for us, but you're holding us together. But who's holding you together? You know what I'm saying? So somebody's got to be there for you, and I'm put that on myself today to be that for you. Josh is gonna be there for Josh. Because I thank you for all of this, bro. Honestly, I thank you for being who you've been for me for a decade now. I thank you for always, and I don't have much time left, but I'm trying to be emotional again. But I thank you for being who you've been for me for so long. I went through a lot. Damn, another episode where I'm crying. I went through a lot in my Marine Corps career. But through a lot of things that I went through, nobody cared to check in or see how I was except you, and I thank you for that, bro. Like, that meant the world to me, because that was that mattered a lot, because that's part of the reason why I'm still here. Why I'm here to do this with you, to go to these events, to be a dad to my kids. That meant a lot to me. So I thank you for real, bro. I thank you because when everybody was like, let's get him out, you were in my corner. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that, genuinely. Damn, man, I'm always crying and shit.
I don't know, man. You put something in the air. Someone's cutting onions, man. No, man. I will. First of all, thank you for letting me be a part of your journey. am grateful that that you would let me in, and that you've let me in for this long, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. So you say you don't have a lot of time, so I think maybe we should wrap it up. And
Yeah.
some things, maybe we'll end it on this. What are some things that you want to get into in the next year? We mentioned your career, right, in the Navy, and what are some things you'd like to accomplish this year?
So in the Navy, I'm going into welding and pipe fitting. So I'm probably gonna give me a few certifications in that, and I'm honestly thinking, bro, I'm making it into law enforcement. You know, Chidez just finished the police academy. Kudos to him. But I think that might be my next thing. I think that might be like what I look into. I think that might be what I do.
I think it's worth investigating, and I'll be looking. Obviously, I'll be tagging along as long as you'll let me. But
absolutely,
I'll be checking in, and obviously we'll get back and have this conversation. I think the audience would like to know how you're doing too. So I think we'll leave it on that, man. You got me on this one. Congratulations. Not many people can do that to me. So
it's a good one, man. It's always
a good
talking to you, man.
It's a good time, and we'll talk soon. But until then, man, thank you so much for making time, and we'll chat again soon.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you for having me on, man.
Absolutely. See you later, man.
Yeah.